Right, I'm going to go into the Advanced 9's app. Right, view edit map. There's a thing you can do on here where you can alter the throttle. Mine for some reason is on aggressive. That's the one. Right, just click flash, continue. It'll go through all that thing of switch your bike off for 30 seconds and right. So that's the bike off. Little blue line. Turn the bike on. Just wait for the Bluetooth to reconnect. And that's that. So click done. Now then, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click auto tune, and I'm just going to put it on quick setup. "30 seconds seems like a lifetime when you're waiting for it." And what I just want to quickly do is view edit maps. Continue, right. So that by clicking view edit maps, when it says you can't do it while in auto tune, that just confirms that you are actually in auto tune. So when I run this thing now, it'll be monitoring how I'm riding it, and it'll be filling in the map sort of thing. So what I'll do, I'm going to be having a little ride out on it today. Won't be going far, won't be doing much, but when I come back, I'll get the camera out, switch it back on, connect it up, and we'll go into the auto tune, see what it's done, and flash what it's done so far into the bike, because it'll make its map up. It'll start filling in the squares on the map, but it won't actually save that unless you click flash. And once you flash it to the map, it'll remap it and save them sort of settings on the ones that have gone green, leave it on auto tune, and every time you go out it'll fill all the rest of the slots in, and it'll just sort of fine tune the bike. So basically you can just come out of this now, and we'll see how it goes. I'll just switch the bike back off now. Right, so that's it for now. I'll come back later when we get back, and we'll see how this map's done. Right, catch you later. Right, I've been out. As I say earlier, it wasn't a long run, so we're gonna see there it says your FP3 is still in auto tune. So click OK, go to the auto tune, and it should. Right, before we click on next, I'll show you this bit. It says safely ride the motorcycle through various RPM and throttle positions. Avoid abrupt throttle changes. Do not use cruise control. So white means there's no data learned, orange is partial learn, and green is learned. So in the next bit it should bring up a little map. Now there won't be a lot on this because, as I say, I wasn't out that long. Right, so you've got your RPM down here, and as you can see I got up to 3000 RPM. I was on the wrong roads really for getting it opened up, but you see there's a few oranges and a few greens. The greens are obviously where it's learnt its value. So that one there at 2375 looks like it was at throttle position is 40%. So that's probably sat at like sort of 70 mile an hour on dual carriageway coming back down home. So we'll put that in. So click apply values, apply program to the learned values, and continue where to change. Right, please wait. Sticking in at the top there. Ready to flash. So to flash it, flashing new map, I didn't even press it. Normally you go to the little sort of lightning. Right, waiting for bike off, so turn it off, the usual. Turn the bike off, wait for 30 seconds. And let it count up. Turn it back on. Right, so that's, just click done on there. So that what it learned on that little ride out, that's now actually programmed in. So it's still on auto tune, so every time I go out for a ride out now, it'll build up more of them squares, the more rev range I go in. So like when I'm out on the dual carriageways for instance, I'll be giving it, I might drop it a couple of pegs so I can sit higher up the rev range, which will then start filling in the higher rev range, if you know what I mean. And eventually it'll fill that block in, and then you'll have a good tune, a good run. So for now, that's it on that one. And the bike itself ran pretty much spot on. I'll just switch it back off. Yeah, it was smooth enough. It no issues or out like that. The only thing that I've definitely picked up on is a little bit more responsive, but I think that's down to having a decent set of plugs in it that are gapped properly. I'm not going to say it's down to the tune, because it shouldn't really make that much difference. But the clutch, it's all, honestly, it's as if I've put a new fucking clutch in it. I can only assume that this clutch had air in it, because I pull the clutch lever right to the handlebars and it crunched through the gears. Not badly, but it crunched. Now, most Harleys do, but this was quite excessive, and clicking into first gear from like standing still, it was like do it really slowly, and it proper fucking clanked in. Since I've bled it up, like backwards bled it, put new fluid in, there must have been air in the system that I've pushed out when I've redone the fluid, because it's absolutely spot on. It doesn't crunch between the gears now, it just changes smoothly. Still get a little tiny bit of a crunch going into first, but nowhere near as bad as it was, and I can, when I pull up, it just goes into neutral without an issue. So bleeding the clutch up has definitely done a big service for it, a big justice type of thing. I don't know the right fucking word to use, but yeah, everything else is spot on. The bike is definitely louder as you rev it, as you go through the rev range when you're driving, you know, up through gears, but not stupidly excessively loud. As I said at the beginning, that's not what I was wanting, but it's definitely a lot louder. Sounds nice now. Right, and for now, that's pretty much it. Until I see something else and think, oh, I'll have that. Which is probably gonna happen. Right, so, till next time, ride safe. Catch you later. Right, this is later in the same day, and I almost forgot to do it. Obviously we've been out on the bike today, as you already will have sussed out from the other clips. I'm going to check my fluid levels. In fact, what I'll do is I'll start with the coolant. Just move here a bit, get that into view. Right, so I'll just take this cover off. The bike's cold. I'll grab out of the exhausts. The bike's cold now, obviously. It was a couple hours ago or so since I was out. Right, so, well, as you can see there, this bike, it's got up to operating temperature. Zoom in a little bit more. It's got up to operating temperature, and it's cooled back down, and the coolant level has dropped. If you remember, it was just above the fill mark, and now it's just below it, as in just below it. In fact, the top of the level of the water of the coolant, should I say, is actually bang on in line with the bottom of that line. So coolant level is absolutely fine. So what we shall check next, I'll put you back over here. We'll check the oil level in engine and the gearbox. A clean rag. I'll also have to grab an Allen key for the gearbox one. Right, what I might do... No, sorry, I'll do it from this other side. No, that's got tight all of a sudden. It's because I'm at it at the wrong angle. That's it. Just make the worst drip off. So, screw it in. Oh, you bastard, I've just dropped it everywhere. Oh, wrong side. I'll check that again. I think I might have actually overfilled this. Try to not drag it up the side. Right, it is actually just above the full mark for the on the jiffy stand. It's actually probably on the U. You can see, try and keep it in. It's probably on the U on the full. So it'll be fine at that. So the engine oil's alright, coolant's alright. And looking at that, it looks like the gearbox is going to be fine, but we will double check it. Yeah, as you can see, I'm saying, I hope you can see that. As you can see on there, it's right at the top of the, like the full mark. So the gearbox level's fine. Right, so what I'll do, I'll knock you off, I'll get you to the side. I'm going to put the bike on the lift so it's sat upright. We'll take the derby cover off and we'll have a look at where the primary oil's settled its cell down to. Right, I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'll just whip this primary off, the derby cover should I say. I'll just grab an oil sock, there should be one kicking about somewhere. There shouldn't really be anything drop out of this, but just in case. Now, out of all the fluids, this is the only one that I'm sort of a bit dubious about. Just purely because, as you saw, I put a quart in and it was up to its level, but according to the manual it says on wet, that is, you put you put 1.1, and actually, I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll see if I can get you a shot in at this, because it's a different shaped primary. I'll take it off this camera. I don't know if I'll be able to get you a right good shot in here. Try and have the torch in the other hand. Bear with me on this. Oop. Right, I don't know if you can see just down there. If I shine it in there, you can see the casing, and you can just see the oil level there, which is actually now just below the spring plate. So I'll just knock you off a sec and grab my oil. I'll be back in a sec. Right, I've got my funnel, got my bottle of primary. This is a new bottle, this one. Obviously I bought 2 for it originally, knowing that it takes more than a quart, but as I say, when I put the quart in it and checked the level, it seemed to be up to where it should be. But obviously taking the bike out for a run. Now this is the same funnel I was using to put the transmission oil in, but I've cleaned it out. I don't think it would have made a shade of difference anyways. The amount of oil that would contaminate off just what was on the funnel. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of this in. Oh, I'm going to knock the fucker up then. Just put a tiny little bit more in. Where are we at there? Well, that's about, I don't know if you can see the line there. I don't know how level this foot peg is at the minute, but it's just below there. So I've put like probably maybe 1.2 litres in, fucking start again, 110 millilitres maybe. Right, so now I've put that in. That's better. That is actually now at the right level again, but I'm wondering if when I looked in before, earlier on, sorry, when I filled it, I'm wondering, the camera started beeping at me then and memory card was full, so I've just had to swap memory card over. What I was saying is, when I filled this up the first time, I'm wondering if I was seeing oil on the bottom of the spring plate from when I'd put the oil in, and thought, yeah, it's full, because the other stuff was like, you could see the level, if you know what I mean. But it's definitely at the right level now. So when you look at how much I've just used, and as I say, I put a quart in originally, and I have put probably 110, 120 millilitres in now. So 940, 1040. Yeah, I've probably put nearly 1.1 litres in. So that's that level now, right? So my fluid levels are all spot on. And that's pretty much it. So I'll knock you off. I'll clean my threads up on that, fit this back on, and basically that's it. So for now, that's all my vids done. So I'll catch you next time.